One of Donald Trump's buddies, Roger Stone, has been sentenced. Now keep in mind that prosecutors in the case originally called for 7 to 9 years behind bars for the 7 charges that he was found guilty of. However, he was sentenced to 40 months in prison and 2 years of probation. Prosecutors had initially asked Stone to be sentenced to 7 to 9 years in prison, resting that recommendation on the severity of his crimes and behavior. Trump called that ask very unfair in a late night tweet. At that point, Attorney General William Barr overrode the recommendation the next day, saying 7 years in prison would be too harsh a sentence. Now, none of the prosecutors who won the case at trial signed the revised sentencing memo, and 2 new DC US Attorney's Office supervisors were assigned, exposing how politically charged the case has become inside the Justice Department. Now, this has led to calls for William Barr to resign. Federal judges have gotten together and they had some sort of secret meeting to discuss what's happening. It's very unclear what the outcome of that meeting will be, but for now, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a much lower sentence, 40 months, for serious crimes that were committed. So let me give you those details. Stone was convicted last fall of lying to Congress, perjury, and threatening a witness regarding his efforts for Trump's 2016 campaign. He threatened that witness by asking him if he wants to die.
Yeah, it was a bit vague, but so it could be interpreted as a threat.
If any other person, any average American did that, if they tampered in some sort of investigation or threatened a witness in the middle of an investigation, they would not have any leniency in response to that.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess I mean we're sort of waiting for him to just pardon him outright, right? If he doesn't, if he gets 40 months, like I don't like that there was any influence over it. But if the prosecutors had come out and said 40 months, I would have been probably fine with that. If he ends up serving 40 months or 30 for good behavior, which he won't get because he has literally never exhibited good behavior in any way, I think that would be acceptable. He needs to spend time in prison for what he did.
I agree. Look, I guess I'm fine. You're right. If we had not known about what the initial recommendation was, the sentencing guidelines from the prosecutors, had we not known the type of influence that Trump has and how he meddled in the outcome of this case, had we not known that William Barr intervened the way that he did, I think that we probably would be fine with 40 months behind bars. But the fact of the matter is, you now have the executive branch manipulating our justice system to a way that is politically beneficial to themselves and to their friends.
Yeah, we've gone over now a couple of times this story as it's developed, I mean, way back, but even just lately. And so like you start to get into like the details and everything, but just like top level view, this guy is a Trump ally who tried to interfere in the investigation of him, got caught, is being sentenced and is going to face much less time, possibly no time, because Trump is going to stop him from facing time after he tried to help him during the, that's insane. That is the most obvious corrupt, swampy behavior that I can imagine. And it has taken the 24-hour-a-day attentions of Fox News to convince people that Roger Stone and Donald Trump are actually the victims in all this.
So the judge, Amy Berman Jackson, made a very similar point, and CNN reports that that Stone's actions, according to Judge Berman, led to an inaccurate, incorrect, and incomplete report from the House on Russia, WikiLeaks, and the Trump campaign, Jackson told the court. She also said she believes Stone's threats to witness Randy Credico deserved a stronger sentence. Now, I want to give you a few more statements from the judge, and then we'll have a little bit of a discussion about what the final outcome of this will be, or what we think it will be. It's only a prediction. Now, as the judge read from the bench some of the obscenity-laced emails to Credico that supported his conviction for witness tampering, Stone turned briefly with a half smirk on his face and looked in the direction of his 2 rows of supporters in the room. Otherwise, Stone sat quietly and took notes as the judge spoke. So, that type of incredibly smug behavior as the president of the United States is meddling in the outcome of this case. And the judge also said, at his core, Mr. Stone is an insecure person who craves and recklessly pursues attention.
That is the nicest thing anyone's ever said about him.
You're probably right. But she's also right. I mean, he does strike me as just this incredibly insecure, sad
He's
man.
the saddest sort of person.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.